everyone, welcome back to Connect HR Hangouts. It's your sizzling host, Fabi Mawela, and we are back with season 2 of our podcast. Yay! And thank you so much for tuning in, and to our new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your loyalty and your support. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click on the notification button to receive notifications every time we upload a new episode. In studio today, we have a very, very special guest who I don't want to introduce on her behalf. How are you?
I'm good. How are you,
I'm
Fabi?
good. This is your moment to shine. Please tell us your name, surname, where you're from, what you do, and why you're here.
Got you. Hi, everyone. My name is Kopano Moshoana, and I run 2 online businesses. The first one is a digital marketing agency called KPRM, and I've been running that for the past 7 years. And I have Sorted, which is a virtual assistance company, which I've been running for the past 4 years now. Yeah, so I think all in all, I'm a digital entrepreneur, but I'm sort of associated with a few different aspects. But then there's also Kopano the brand, which is basically just a culmination of my journey running these 2 businesses and then realizing, the innate skills that I have and the abilities, and sort of just dividing myself to sort of give more impact more than anything. So I'm quite excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. And speaking of which, our topic today is personal branding. And I think when we were planning for this, I told you that a lot of our audience is not children. Oh, I apologize. But people rather that are from the ages 18 to 35. They're youth, and I think they'd like to know more about personal branding.
Absolutely.
And we have the right person here. Before we even start, would you like some juice?
Please,
So
thank
we're
you.
just getting to know each other over a drink.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, so
Keeping me hydrated.
Yes,
a good
yes, we
thing.
must. So I'm curious, why the digital space? What inspired you to?
Oh, wow. Okay, so now we're going through the whole journey, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So back in 7th grade,
Okay.
I always knew that I was going to run something, but at the time I didn't know what it was specifically. So I always just knew that, no, man, I want to do something big, something that leaves an impact. I just didn't know what it was at the time. Fast forward to grade 8, I had the privilege to see my mom actually run a PR agency briefly for about like 3 to 4 years, I think. Yeah, and I actually enjoyed what she was doing. I didn't know what she was doing at the time, but I just knew she was dealing with people, and I love dealing with people in general, different people from all walks of life, understanding their story and seeing how I can actually assist them in, elevating that. So through that journey, I realized I think I want to do that. I didn't know what it was at the time. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do PR. I actually wanted to be a publicist at first.
Okay.
So it was literally like a thing. And fast forward to now grade 11, just before matric, I then, of course, get to know about the 8 business functions, and then there's marketing, right? And I'm like, marketing, that sounds a little bit more like me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it has a bit of that PR element, it has that branding element, but also just as a whole, it's a little more broader. So I thought, okay, it's a lot for me to play around with. Then I was like, I think I found my space. I'm going to focus on marketing.
Yeah.
Then, of course, fast forward, I matriculated, and then I studied a BCom in marketing management.
Cool.
And that was great. So between my 2nd year going into my 3rd year, I then decided I wanted to be proactive. I'm like, how can I stand out in such an overly saturated industry?
Yeah.
Marketing is so saturated. Even today,
Absolutely.
it's even worse now, right? So it was very saturated. So I asked myself, okay, how am I going to actually stand out? And at the time, I was actually in a 2-year internship.
Okay.
So then I asked my HR manager at the time, and I'm like, listen, I'm trying to find a way to actually stand out. What advice would you give me, being a fresh graduate, about to be a fresh graduate, and everyone has a BCom, so what's going to make me different when I'm in the interview? And he's like, very good question. I would propose that you go and research, be proactive, understand what's happening in your space. And if you can, maybe even add a skill if you can possibly, if there is anything
Yeah.
in your, industry that can help you stand out. So I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. Good tip.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just so grateful for my proactiveness. So I decided to be proactive, and I took that advice and I just ran with it. Started researching about marketing, and at that time, that was back in 2016. And that's when I stumbled upon digital marketing. So a lot of people actually self-taught in digital marketing.
Yeah.
I am self-taught because there wasn't any formal education at the time. It wasn't a popular course to take or a field of marketing at the time. So it was just breaking out and growing. So then that's when I decided to go into a whole rabbit hole of understanding what's like YouTube, what is digital marketing, the different types of digital marketing, videos, courses, etc., etc. So I just went through a whole, world of a journey. And then through that journey, I realized that, okay, marketing is actually a very practical space. Digital marketing, rather, very practical. So the fundamentals don't change, which is the marketing, which what I studied for.
Yes.
But the digital, the application is what then, becomes different. So then that's when you have to sort of practically practice if you are actually good at this thing. So that's when I decided to do freelancing for just under a year, about 10 months. And I enjoyed it. I had so much fun, the creative freedom, working with different people, different brands, understanding the different stories, how I help them. So I found that really exciting. And it was not monotonous because I'm a creative. So boring, repetitive work, office job would kill me. But no hate on, the 9-to-5ers. I love y'all. But so once I realized that, okay, I'm actually enjoying this a little too much, that's when I realized, you know what, I think this is my space.
Yeah.
And after that, I then decided, you know what, I'm just going to start an agency. I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
But now when I look back 7 years later, I'm just like, thank God I decided to take that risk, really, at such a young age. I think when I started KPRM, I was 21.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Hectic. Yeah, I'm so intrigued. And when you say personal branding, which is our topic for today, what does that entail for someone who doesn't understand what it means to be a personal brand, or just personal branding overall?
So I think the best way to explain personal branding in its most simple form is, what are you good at? What has God called you to do?
Okay.
What is your God-given purpose? And how can you package that for commercial value? Right? So what are my gifts? What are my skills? What am I good at? What are my strengths? How do I stand out in the marketplace?
Yeah.
Whether that's in your workplace or in your business.
Yeah.
So for me, that's simple and plain. How do you find those value sets and then make it commercially viable for people to then buy things from you or interact with you, so that you can basically grow that base. And I think also it depends on why you're also doing it, because the why will make the application and how you actually approach be extremely different. But the long and short of it is, what are you called here to do, and how can you use that to impact other people? Simply.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I think let's just go and sit down and have
Sure.
a fat chat about it. Stay tuned. Just touched on today's topic, and I hope so far you're finding it interesting. Right now, we're going into our second part of the episode where we dive deeper into the personal branding topic. So thank you for sharing your personal journey with us, and I think that was a good today's episode. So I'm more curious to know more about your entrepreneurial journey, what you've learned, and how it's going so far, and what you can share to make someone else's journey better in the entrepreneurship journey.
Absolutely. My entrepreneurial journey has been good for the most part. It has, of course, its bad days. I wouldn't even say really it's bad. It's just like days filled with lessons, right?
Yeah.
Because to say that they're bad days as an entrepreneur, then that means it's every day, to be quite honest, because things will not always go your way on a daily basis. So somehow you just basically take it as a day of just lessons.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily setbacks, but just lessons. But for the most part, it's been a rather rewarding and good journey for me.
Yeah.
I think
it has truly impacted more of my personal development, like growing as a human being. Truly running your own thing really does build character.
Yeah, 100%.
It does build you as a person. So I'm really grateful for those lessons. In terms of anyone else that's starting out, I think just start. I think we're so obsessed in trying to perfect an idea, perfect a business model, perfect our marketing, our branding, on how we perceived and how we look, etc. But honestly, the only way you'll know is when you start.
Yeah.
So realistically, I'd always just say to people, start and start fast and just build fast and fail fast. Also.
Yeah.
Fail forward because the failing is inevitable. It is going to happen. But once you get over the fact that, okay, the journey comes with failure, it becomes so much easier. So now you don't even look at it like, oh my gosh, I'm not worthy. I'm not, because that will happen, in the first few years of the journey. But at some point, you realize that there's just certain patterns that you cannot necessarily remove.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a part of the journey. So you'll just realize it will then change from, oh, how can I be, how can I be more confident? Am I enough? To now, oh, that was great. Yes, I am capable, but I'm not in control of everything. But that doesn't mean I'm not doing a good job. It's just a part of the journey. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I would definitely say accept the journey for what it is. There's going to be a lot of, failures.
Yes.
But it's really just growth spurts for you to become better as a business owner and better even with your business and whatever the idea is. I'd say, definitely just fail forward, start fast, and stick to your why. Don't try to be appealing to everyone. And I do understand because now it's digital, people want to appeal to everyone and everything is happening so fast. Stay rooted and cemented to what you are trying to do and for who you're doing it for. Not everyone is going to be your audience.
Yeah.
Stick to the people that are your tribe. Stick to the people that are your actual target audience and the people that would help you grow your business regardless.
Sure.
So I would say, those are my parting or my tips rather.
Yeah, no,
For that.
that's some valuable advice. And, going back to our topic, personal branding, what are the benefits of personal branding? And the reason for my question is I'm just listening to how you have built yourself as a personal brand. And so maybe you can share with our audience what the benefits are.
Absolutely. I think for me, if I look back at my journey, even Kopano, the brand, like I was saying, it's a culmination, right? But not even consciously, to be quite honest. Like when I was building KPRM, and then of course eventually started building Sorted.
Yeah.
And being associated with different people doing different projects and handling different brands, I think I got to a space where I didn't even realize that people were actually, doing business with me, not with the business. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but not to say that you should neglect your business. That's why you
Yes.
that's how you basically do the commercial exchange, right? But people deal with people. People, they do business with people. And that's when I realized the real effect of personal branding. So some of the benefits, just going back to your question, would be more exposure, more visibility.
Yeah.
And everyone always wants a bigger platform to share more of themselves. Then, of course, once visibility comes through and you have a platform, it's then easier to attract those opportunities that you're looking for, whether that's more job opportunities or moving up the corporate ladder or getting more clientele or getting partnerships and things like that. And once opportunities then become a thing, it's basically the sky's the limit there, to be quite honest. So I think the main benefits for me having a personal brand today is that platform for makes more exposure that will then result in more opportunities. And that can be so many things.
Yeah. I love that. And I think in passing, you mentioned to me that there's career branding and there's personal branding. So let's touch on the career branding.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
So a career brand is basically you creating a platform for yourself within where you work or your workspace to showcase other dimensions of you. Because usually when you're in a career, you're very one-dimensional, or in a job rather.
Yeah.
It's very one-dimensional. You're only showing one aspect of your personality or your skill set because of the limitation of the job you're in. But then once you decide to create an actual brand, it becomes so much easier then to embrace the other multi-dimensional aspects of you as a person. And once that happens, it's then easier for you to then create a base where you're the go-to person or thought leader or even brand custodian for your company.
Yeah.
Because literally that is what a career brand is. You've created a platform for yourself to showcase your strengths and how you are a value or an valuable asset rather to the company, right? So once you've created that, those opportunities that I spoke of previously then become so evident. And also you are top of mind for any other opportunities that may come in within the business. And you get to really skyrocket your professional career a lot faster than the average person that's just mainly focusing on their job.
Yeah.
Because now with the career brand, it's that platform for them to see the vastness of you and understand that, oh, okay, she can't only just do this, but seems like she can do that as well. And that then allows you to expand the opportunities, but also get the promotions, get the raise, get more money. That's what we're all trying to do. So I just feel like the career brand is another creative, unconventional way to showcase, hey, higher ups, look at me, pay attention to me. I am a valuable asset to the company.
Sure. And according to research or in your experience, which type of branding are people likely to choose between career branding and personal branding?
So, I mean, usually personal branding is grouped. Career brand is literally like, I would say it's more of like a phrase that I've sort of came up with in my experience. I was like, okay, but these, like the branding and the approaches are slightly different, even though they still have the same function. But a career brand is slightly different because there's a focus to building the reputation of the company, but also that focus of building yourself within that one company. Whereas with the personal brand, it's more around, it's a little bit more expansive than the corporate brand or career brand because there's not that set limitation to one company, but now it's like different opportunities, whether that's interacting with other companies as clients or customers, or just creating a bigger platform for yourself. And the personal brand, it's more individual led as well. As much as yes, the career brand is individual led in a sense that you are showcasing your skill set, your value, but with the personal one, it's a little more past personal as well. Like it's not as limiting as a career brand because you also understand there are certain limits and ways you need to conduct yourself to, of course, feed into the reputation of that company you work for.
Yeah.
But personal branding, it's not to say that you're not looking, or you're not considering how you behave, but you have a little bit more of that creative freedom because it's you're selling yourself. So I'd say it's just a lot more bigger and more expansive, but essentially it's they literally fulfilling the same function or task.
And my not my last question, but I think when it comes to our topic, this is my last question. What are the steps that one needs to take in ensuring that their personal brand is successful?
So I think it's you starting with your why.
Okay.
Why are you doing what you're doing? Because with your why, everything lasts a lot longer. When you don't have a why, then you don't have a roadmap.
Yes.
You then end up becoming aimless because you're not too sure whether you're coming or going.
Yeah.
So understand why you're creating the brand. Then after you've understood why you're creating it, what type of brand are you creating? Are you creating a personal brand for, business opportunities, or are you creating a career brand for better opportunities in the job space? So then once you've decided which brand you want to actually employ, then the approach or application will look different. But in this case, because I know a lot of people tend to go for the career brand or corporate brand, this is where you now have to utilize your LinkedIn. It becomes so pivotal. If you guys don't have LinkedIn, please do create a LinkedIn account, especially for the graduates that are out there that are starting their, career journeys. It's such a important platform to have because it allows you that platform to now also showcase your skill sets, what you bring to the table, so that it's easier for recruiters to find you as well, because
Yes.
recruiters are always camping there. So the chances of getting a job a lot faster is definitely sort of it increases, as opposed to looking at other, conventional ways, which would be sending a CV through an email and things like that. That still is effective, but I think the way the world is moving, recruiters are now looking at your LinkedIn profile before they look at a CV.
True.
So if you already set a good impression, by the time they get to your CV, they sold. You know what I mean? So that's the sort of the thinking also that shifts. So you need to align to how jobs are being placed, or how people are actually getting opportunities, right? So utilizing your LinkedIn profile, making sure that it's optimized, fill in all that information, make sure it is filled in such a way that it really showcases your personality, your value as, an asset in the company. And if you're a graduate, because I do understand the platform can be overwhelming if you've never done anything, you then look at the soft skills that you've built throughout your varsity journey. There are things that you've done, especially for people that have been quite busy. You were maybe in the SRC or things like that. That's leadership abilities. And I'm sure doing that, you've sort of explored other things that you're sort of good at. So things like that. There's a way to sort of include certain aspects that will still make you a desirable candidate for anyone that's looking to recruit you, or whatever the case may be. But utilizing the platform, but also creating content. If you really want to stand out today as a graduate or any professional in in the work industry or workplace situation, you need to create content so that way you sort of stand out. Because fine, everyone has a profile, but then what are you doing with that profile as well? How are you keeping active? And who are you connecting with? Make sure you're connecting with the right people, the HR managers, the recruitment managers, the HR managers of your dream companies. They're all there, guys. So just make sure that you are also speaking to the right people, creating the right conversations, creating that content to showcase you are that valuable candidate, or that, key, thought leader if you're deciding to create, a career brand and being a custodian. So there's a lot of ways to sort of look at it. And if you've then found that platform, you just make sure that you continue to just put your best foot forward, showcasing your values, and trust me, you will get noticed. There's no way, and you will definitely get a job, because that's a very creative, rather an unconventional way in showcasing your abilities as a person.
Sure, that's some valuable advice that I didn't think we needed, but very valuable. And I think this is the part of our episode where we have fun, and you get to ask the host a question before we actually go and have some fun. So what is your question of the day to the host?
I think I would like to understand, what impact would Connect HR Hangouts have? Like, what's the intent behind the podcast?
Sure. It's actually funny now that I'm on the other side, but I think we've created Connect HR Hangouts specifically because that's another part of the company, the business itself. So we've created this platform for people to firstly learn about HR trends or other trending topics at the time. And I think in our first year of the podcast, we managed to kind of build that foundation. And now it has become a network or like a platform rather, where we get to network with industry giants, in my opinion. And we get to, we give them the platform to impart their knowledge on a public platform, which I feel is not done enough.
Absolutely.
So that is actually the gist of why we carry on and we host this podcast. That is just the long and short of it.
Amazing. Beautiful answer, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
It's so funny to be on the other side, but I've got a nice game planned out for us. Let's go and catch up some more.
Awesome. I'm ready.
Connect HR is an integrated software system aiming to assist HR practitioners who service SMMEs. Payslip and payroll reports being our primary offering, Our other features include leave management, expense management, document library, and company insights. Leave management feature. How to apply for leave. Log in using your credentials, then click on the leave type. Click on the apply option. Choose the first day you will be absent from work. Choose the day you'll be present at work. Drop down on the leave type. Choose the desired leave. If you choose sick leave, you'll be required to upload a medical certificate, then click on apply. Both you and your manager will receive an SMS or email notification depending on the desired notification type. Your line manager's notification will receive a link that will redirect them to approve or decline leave with an option to add a comment. You will also receive a notification if your leave was approved or declined. You can check your leave balances, you can check out your leave history, you can also check out your unapproved leave broken down.
Okay, so this is our icebreaker. We're gonna do some foosball challenging. What? I'm the queen of foosball.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I'm kidding. But this is just fun to loosen up. Ooh.
I'm not the best at this.
Yeah.
But we'll keep it going. There we go. That's you. Oh, snap!
Oh, no.
There we go. Come on.
Oh no.
Oh, snap.
I'm so hopeless. So much for that.
Never.
There we go. So we've reached the end of our episode, and I think I'm feeling sad because that means we won't get to see as much as we want to. But what is your parting shot, and what do you want people to remember you for?
That's such a good question. I think my parting shot would be invest in a personal brand right now, guys. It's really just think of it as an extension for more opportunities, a platform for you to become multi-dimensional as opposed to just being one-dimensional. We've done that for so long, but now the way the world is moving with the gig economy, you now have that opportunity to sort of do many things as one entity, which is you as a person. In terms of how I would want people to remember me, honestly, just impact, opening the door for the next person, not locking it, but literally, there we go, get inside, come in guys, get in, So I think more than anything, it's just impacting the next person and impacting my continent as much as I can.
Sure. And where do people find you when they look for you after our amazing episode?
Absolutely. Find me on LinkedIn, so create that profile, please. Find me on LinkedIn, Kopano Moshoana, or Kopano the brand. You can also find me on Facebook, as well as TikTok. So TikTok actually do quite a lot around personal branding content, as well as LinkedIn content. So that's where people could find me. And actually, I have some really good news. So I've been in the process of finalizing an ebook. So it'll be my very first digital product as Kopano the brand. So it's quite a big deal for me. I'm quite excited for it. So our pre-sale starts tomorrow on the 11th of February until the 24th, guys. So the 25th, the ebook goes live. Please go and purchase, go and support me. I truly appreciate it. But you supporting me is also just supporting yourself, because you'll get to learn about personal branding and how to utilize it to create better opportunities for yourself.
Wow, we are proud of you. We're definitely proud of you. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of our episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please join our next conversation. It's going to be so fun, so intuitive, and we hope that we hear from you soon in our comment section regarding what you've learned about this episode. Signing out, it is your sizzling host, Babi Mawela. See you next time.